So as I've mentioned in a video prior, Peter Pan and Wendy, aka Wendy and Peter Pan, that's really what it is, has come and gone and is basically like a fart in the wind. Like nobody thinks about this movie anymore. Barely anybody's talking about it. And the only reason, and I swear to God, the only reason we are bringing up this movie again is because of this article that I feel like is very important for people to read and understand what's going on right now in the entertainment space and what they're trying to get away with. Because I guarantee you, this is not going to be the last time. They're going to try to do this more and more and more until they get to a point where they can completely silence any and all criticism of a movie or a TV show. So what am I talking about? Well, apparently, Peter Pan and Wendy's review bombing has now caused Rotten Tomatoes, okay, to remove the low score. Yes, they have completely removed the audience score, whether temporarily or permanently. Nobody has said anything yet, but as of right now, as the making of this video, they have removed the audience score completely from this movie, and they blamed review bombing on it. Now, obviously, that's absolutely insane. The whole notion of review bombing is ridiculous, but we're going to get into it, guys. But of course, before we do, consider just giving this video a like. That way you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel because I'm working to get towards 18,000 subscribers. So it says this extremely low audience score for Disney Plus exclusive Peter Pan and Wendy is no longer visible on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's be very clear. That's what they want. They want this. They want to be able to silence any and all criticism. This is the exact reason why YouTube has stopped the ability for you to see the dislike button. This is the only reason why they did it. They didn't do it to protect a small creator like they initially said that they did, and that's the whole reason why they did it. No, that's obviously a lie. They did it to protect mega corporations. They did it to protect especially the White House. They did it to protect everybody except the small creator. They don't care about the small creator. And if they did, they wouldn't allow you to see the dislikes in the YouTube studio like they do. So as a creator, you still are able to see the dislikes, but they took it away from the public domain. Why? Why do you think that is? It's obvious. So this is the same exact thing. They want to be able to do this. They want to be able to silence reviews from the audience, especially when they're not favorable. Do you think Rotten Tomatoes would have deleted the reviews if they were at 90+%? Absolutely fucking not. It's so obvious. It says when the project first landed last month, it didn't get the warmest of receptions, though it did land plenty of average reactions. It didn't take long for the movie to become the target of review bombing, with some audiences claiming that the movie was being politically correct. Others took aim at the casting, dialogue, and more. Now it seems that those 5,000 plus audience score ratings, which previously sat at 13%, are no more. Now again, there's going to be websites out there that are gonna cheer for this, right? Shield media websites that love maintaining their access. They don't like when the truth comes out about certain TV shows or movies because then it forces them to either tell the truth or become obvious liars. Now, obviously, most people do end up choosing to become obvious liars because they want to maintain their access, like I said before. But when you see stuff like this, I'm almost guaranteeing at some point they're going to remove the audience score altogether. They're going to figure out a way to remove it, or they're going to do some sort of verification process. I really don't know what they're going to do, but I guarantee you they're trying to actively come up with a solution that can minimize the amount of bad reviews that they get for any given IP, TV show, movie, or whatever. They're going to have to, because the truth is coming out more and more as time goes on, and people are fed up with this bullshit that they're being force-fed through their TV shows, movies, and entertainment as a whole. They're obviously force-feeding you this nonsense, and people are onto it. There's no way you can silence it anymore. But I guarantee you they're going to keep trying without a doubt. So here's a picture right here showcasing proof that it's at a 62% Rotten Tomatoes score, and the audience score, even though it's 5,000 plus ratings, is completely gone. It's been nuked off the face of the earth. I'm sure it'll probably come back at some point since people have caught on to it, and they're not going to be able to hide it, which for them is very important. If they could hide this, they definitely would. So it says Rotten Tomatoes officially removed the audience score rating score of Peter Pan and Wendy on Friday, May 12th. Formerly, the audience score is set at 13%, which was the lowest of all of the Disney live-action remake films. Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. It was literally the lowest of any live-action Disney film. So, of course, wouldn't you think it would be in their best interest to remove it and try to bump up the perception of the movie, even though it's obvious that critics barely like this movie as well? So, what are you really trying to do here? It says the movie's critic score is currently sitting at 62%. The project was previously a victim of intense review bombing from general viewers. They never seem to have a problem with review bombing when it's positive, right? Because apparently positive review bombing doesn't exist, but negative review bombing does. So all those 2-3 word reviews that are in the positive section, 10 out of 10's glowing reviews that says best movie ever. Yeah, that's a great review of a movie, sir. Fantastic. You did a great job. How long did it take you to think of that? that you have plenty of those kind of reviews, but they're okay with those. But they're not okay with the paragraph, 2 paragraph long negative reviews. They're not okay with that from people who obviously watched the movie, from people who obviously understood the source material. They don't want reviews from those people. They want reviews from the other people who write 3 words and give it a 10 out of 10. That's what they care about. It says an unprecedented move by Rotten Tomatoes, which it sure is. Completely removing the audience score from a project is an unprecedented move by Rotten Tomatoes. The closest thing to it was when the site exercised a majority of Captain Marvel's view ratings, with its reasoning being that it identified a bug in the post-release functionality. Yeah, of course it was a bug. I remember when that happened. Of course it was a bug. There has still been no official reason given for the removal. It's important to note that this is almost certainly wasn't done because of low numbers. Are you sure about that? Rather, the choice was almost certainly more linked to the review bombing and an intense number of bad faith, inaccurate posts. How are they inaccurate, though? Can you explain how are you the arbiter of truth? That's what annoys me the most about these people, because they like to pretend to be the arbiters of truth. They like to say that what they think and what they say is the only way to think and talk. So how did you become the arbiter of truth to be able to say all of that? How can you decide what's a real review and what's not? Because when I look at a review, I look at how in-depth it is. It doesn't have to be a fucking novel, but it has to be somewhat in-depth, not these 3-word reviews that give 10 out of 10s. I consider that review bombing, but you consider the 1 out of 10 that's 2 paragraphs long with multiple details about the movie to be review bombing. That's what you consider. Okay, very interesting. We're obviously has 2 different definitions of review bombing, but of course they're going to go with whatever makes them look better. It says review bombing has always been a tricky problem to deal with, and despite previous efforts to contain them, such as not allowing audience reviews before a movie is released, childish behavior still permeates the industry more often than it should. Maybe Rotten Tomatoes is making steps towards some bigger fix that it intends to announce sooner rather than later. I agree with that. I think they are absolutely working their way towards some sort of a bigger fix for the problem that they consider to be review bombing. I know they don't like having this stuff out there. You guys know they don't like having it out there. And it's very clear that that is a big thorn in their side. But they know that they can't just not let people review a TV show or a movie. They have to let their product be reviewable. Otherwise, what's the point? So they're going to find a way to try to hide the truth. They always will. And at the end of the day, we're going to keep calling it out as it goes on. Just like we called out this, I guarantee you there is more to come. There is absolutely more to come from this fiasco, so stay tuned, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.